Story of the night, Padres and Cardinals. Chris Young back off the deal, but it's Rick Ankiel back from the netherworlds of baseball as an outfielder, a slugger, and a home run tonight. We'll hear much more from Rick Ankiel in moments. Dodgers and Reds, we go extra innings and we go Rafael for call, leading off in style and finishing off Cincinnati.
Been a while since we've seen a home run. It's been 38 innings we've seen a home run by a Dodger. Wow, they went through a bad slide.
Yeah, was that 3 straight shutouts, first time since the mid-'60s. And how about Nats Giants? Barry Bonds did not start. Day game after a night game, 7:57. He comes in to pinch hit in the 8th inning. Runners on the corners, they go after him. They induce the pop out to Ryan Zimmerman. And with that, we welcome you to Baseball Tonight. Steve Bunin, along with two guys known by their initials around here, EY and OD, Eric Young and Orestes Estrada. A lot to get to, guys, and I know everybody in baseball real happy for Rick Ankiel. What a comeback for this guy who's from a flame-throwing left-hander to can't throw a pitch over the plate, to the minors, injuries, and now back as a slugger. That's certainly one of our big stories. But we start out west. Pirates and Diamondbacks in Arizona, 2 games up on San Diego in the National League West coming into tonight. Jason Bay in the top of the first, hitting 136 his last 7 games, guys. But goes yard.
His 18th home run, Jason Bay, definitely a streaky hitter, but when he gets it turned on, this guy's got some mad power.
We go to the 4th. 4th inning, 2 outs. Raleigh Paulino, and Orlando Hudson's got legs, and he knows how to use them.
Oh, diggity, making a great catch there, running all the way out there to the outfield.
If that's
all
not
the
a
way
Webb
extended,
nominee,
has to be #1.
In the top 10 of the year. I mean, he covered a lot of ground.
Bottom of the 4th, Tony Clark also struggling his last 7 games, hitting 143, but brings home the $30 million man, Eric Burns. It's 2-1, and the game is soon tied thanks to Chris Snyder.
One thing I like about Arizona, they keep fighting and fighting and fighting. Those kids don't know how to
All those
quit.
hungry kids.
Oh,
They got a bunch of hungry kids.
They really do believe. You get that feeling. Bottom of the 6th, another youngster, Justin Upton.
Just, if you get a chance to catch an Arizona game, watch it just to watch this kid right here go. 5-tool player, and better.
Already?
Better. Oh, he's on his way to a 6-tool player. I mean, I think he knows math, too. It's awesome.
Kills 2 batters later, got runners on the corners, but Ian Snell getting Stephen Drew. Snell, very quietly, pretty solid season, 7 strikeouts in 6 innings. Bottom of the 7th, runner on 3rd, and it's Hudson who did the D, and Hudson with the O.
Those little scrappy second baseman, I'm telling you what.
He's definitely been consistent all year.
3-2, top of the 8th, still playing ball in Phoenix. The big story of the night, Rick Ankiel comes up as a 19-year-old in 2000, 13-10 with an ERA under 4 in 41 career starts. But there was a time where he couldn't find the plate. Now, as a pitcher, he was considered a pretty good hitter for a pitcher, like 207, a couple of homers, 9 RBIs. That was all in 2000. But then the postseason meltdown. 3 games, an ERA north of 15, 9 wild pitches in 4 innings. And guys, it must be hard for you just as former players to watch this.
It's very hard, very.
Your heart certainly goes out to the guy, Ankiel, an ERA of north of 20 in an NLCS against the Mets in 2000. But he goes back to the minors, battles injuries for a bunch of years, and now trying to join the list of guys who have done some things with the bat, specifically Babe Ruth, after doing some things with their arm 60 feet and 6 inches away. Called up because Scott Spezio went into a substance abuse program for an undisclosed substance.
And Smokey Joe Wood, who Tim Kirchin, of course, used to cover back in the day.
Well, you're not a dig when he's not here. A dig from OD. So let's take a look at Rick Ankiel. Bottom of the 1st against Chris Young. He's already got the standing ovation, but Young, maybe the best pitcher in the National League, coming off the stint of the DL. First at bat. A little pop out. You talk about that, those butterflies you guys.
Oh, definitely. And I saw this kid a lot in spring training, and I really like his swing. He's a left-handed. He's a typical nice kind of power gap, gap-to-gap left-handed hitter. Got a few holes up and in a little bit. Obviously going to struggle a little bit with some left-handed pitching, but I tell you what, got some pop, and you're going to see it here later on.
Joel Pinheiro pitching scoreless. Lots of bagels. Scott Hairston tries to leg a single into a double. And it looks like he sort of hurt himself on the play. He had the game strained left side. So we go back to Ankiel. 32 homers in 102 games in Memphis. That leads the Pacific Coast League. Also struck out 90 times in 102 games. 2 on, 2 out, 2 zip cards.
Ankiel out to deep right field. Has a chance to leave the ballpark. It's gone! A 3-run shot for Rick Ankiel back in the major leagues. Remarkable.
The drama of baseball. Right
Awesome.
there. 5-0. Cardinals win it. Chris Young, his first loss in 12 starts.
Unbelievable. Guess you want a little more than that, huh? You almost can't put it into words. I mean, I couldn't have wrote that any better. I was just going out there trying to slow things down. I felt excited. I felt nervous, and I was just really trying to breathe and try to let my talent take over.
Rick's an athlete who runs well. He's got a wonderful arm. He's got a beautiful swing, and the bat is very live. You know, he's a big leaguer from now forever. And but he's talented enough to pull it off, I think.
Wow, it's certainly an emotional night for Rick Ankiel and all the Cardinals. And I think it's just former guys, you can sense that emotion, what it must have taken for him to be a big league stud as a pitcher, fall all the way back, and now make it back as a slugger, EY. What was most impressive to you?
I tell you, what a great story this is. The fact that the reigning champions have been struggling on and off the field, then happens to get a feel-good story in Rick Ankiel and give them a jolt in this lineup and to the stadium, to this team. I mean, this is an unbelievable story. You know, he got under fastballs, first at bat, but this guy battled, got a curveball here. He's an athlete, like his manager, Tony La Russa, said. This guy's come a long way, was tearing it up in AAA with 32 home runs and 89 RBIs. And you remember, when he was a pitcher, we knew he could swing the bat. Now he's getting the opportunity. But the best thing about that I like about the fact that he picked himself up after that situation as a pitcher, picked himself up, went back down to the minors, saying, I can make it, I can play. Went out to the outfield, didn't cry about it or anything like that, didn't give up on himself. That, to me, is a true testament to a man right there.
This is Hollywood. I mean, this really is a Hollywood story. And it's a wonderful thing because it's a beautiful story, and I agree with you, EY. And when was the last time we seen Tony La Russa get so excited? I think it was October when they were the Cinderella champions. That was the last time I seen him jump for joy like that. So he knows that this is a special story.
So big win for the St. Louis Cardinals, emotional for that city and those fans. But for the Padres, that loss with Chris Young on the mound, that could cost them in the National League West, where it is so competitive night in and night out. And that's what we got next for you. Another team in the National League West, and that would be the Colorado Rockies, who have sort of come on here in the dog days to really make a name for themselves. One of the reasons why, great defense. By far the fewest errors in Major League Baseball, but their young starter, Ubaldo Jimenez, in the top of the first, throws the ball to the fans. Brian Terrio advances from first to third. Same at bat, Jacques Jones.
Jacques Jones has been hitting .333 since the All-Star break and also been playing superb defense for the Chicago Cubs.
Matt Holliday, and this is another Web Gem nominee. You guys talked about the great play from second base before. How about this one?
Who's that, Fondo?
Let me tell you, that's a long run in double play depth.
You know that
right
field.
there. That's a long run right there at Coors Field. I know exactly where he came from.
The guts to make the catch sliding. You think you might come up against the wall. Fontenot is going to be a Web Gem.
I thought the real shortstop in the infield, I mean, the real athletes were the shortstop. I guess it's the second base.
Oh, big goal. We're trying to show you out there.
Well, here you are killing me, Smalls. Garrett Atkins, 11th error of the season. So the Rockies, with all that excellence on defense, really struggled tonight. Next up, Jones, 4 for 5 tonight, knocks in 4 runs, 4-zip Cubbies. And with Ted Lilly on the mound, that's been all good for them this year. Top of the third, Matt Merton. He's the guy filling in while Alfonso Soriano is out. This is what you need, right, from pennant-winning team?
He's back. He struggled a little bit last year. He's back.
10-2 the final score. Cubs win it. How about the Dodgers trying to make up some ground? Hadn't scored in 28 innings, 3 straight shutouts for the first time since 1966. Well, they score in the first inning with Jeff Kent.
It was like Oral Hershiser was throwing against them and trying to get him to go for that.
Killing everybody who's out here. You got Kershaw already. You got OD. We're what? 10 minutes into the show.
It's all good. All my buddies. I got it. No, but they finally got on the board, and you know how. Hey, we all know that played the game. How frustrating that is.
Yeah, I mean, this is what has happened since they last scored a run. You got Bonds passing Aaron. Lavin, milestone, Cardinals offense, top of the 8th. Ramon Martinez, more offense. All of a sudden, now he can't do anything but hit. Time the game at 4.
The manager promised some changes if he didn't get production from players.
Top of the 11th, here's some production. Rafael Furcal. Doesn't hit a ton of them.
No.
And plenty of good seats still available there. But when he hits them, they count. They seem to count. Bottom of the 11th, Alex Gonzalez trying to make something happen, but goes out and reaches. Double play to end the game. Dodgers snap a 6-game skid. They're in St. Louis Friday through Sunday. Back to Phoenix. Arizona up 3-2. They turn out the lights at the stadium. New up here on Baseball Tonight. maybe the best catch of the night. You think you saw one. How about the one Willie Harris had against the Mets to save the game and declawed? The Tigers starting to fall apart after the All-Star break. And one of the big reasons, the struggles of Gary Sheffield. OD will tell you why Shef can't hit right now. That's coming up on Baseball Tonight. Back on Baseball Tonight, Steve Bunin, Eric Young, Orestes Destrada, Braves and Mets. And what a game this was, especially the finish. But we start in the top of the first. Well, first we got Pittsburgh and Arizona. Quick update. Brandon Lyon getting Jason Beta in the 8th. And then Tony Clark, bottom of the 8th. Arizona on top 4-2. Doink.
Nice.
Points the pool, but goes yard. Now to the Braves and Mets, and this was a great finish, guys, in the NL East that we could really see Atlanta and Philadelphia contend all the way through late September. Tim Hudson, 6-0, ERA of 2.01 his last 8 starts. And how about a good start for Willie Harris?
Very good start. That's a nice catch right there. It didn't really save a home run. It looked like it was going to hit the wall.
You don't know where the wall is.
But you're not sure. Definitely saved extra bases for Tim Hudson's Braves.
Willie Harris was not done. Chipper Jones. You know he loves Shea. Named his kid Shea. 38th homer against the Mets. Ties Barry Bonds for most active players against New York. 4-2 Atlanta. Next up, Mark Teixeira. 4th jack in 8 games with the Braves. 5-2. And you think, well, maybe they'll start to run away with it with Hudson on the mound. But it's with Hudson up at bat that things go a little more awry for the Mets. You know, Escobar trying to steal second and does. Ramon Castro throw into center field to Hudson, trying to help his own cause. Guys, what's the hardest part about getting the bunt down in a situation like this?
Just making sure you relax and get the ball on the ground. Just make sure it's on the ground when you bunt.
So 6-3 Atlanta, go to the 9th inning. It's now 7-4, and David Wright. Of all the guys you maybe don't want up against Atlanta, well, Wright today, awfully good. 3 for 5. He's taking the long way home.
If he has one sweet spot, because he has a lot of places that he can hit the ball. He gets up, and away. But that down and in with that beautiful loopy swing he's got, that's the spot, and he got it.
Now Carlos Delgado can tie the game with one swing of the bat. But here comes Willie Harris one more time. And that does rob a home run. Here's what Harris had to say about it after.
Once he hit it, I felt like it was going to go out of the ballpark, but then I saw it again. I'm like, I might have a chance to catch this one. And the guy's been giving me trouble all year long about you can't jump. And I finally was able to go up there and catch one.
I'll tell you what, thorn meets side. That's what the Braves are to the Mets a lot of times, bro.
Yeah, they take 2 of 3. The NL East lead for New York, 3.5 games. Philly is right in the mix, taking on the Marlins. Philadelphia won 13 of 18, and Aaron Rowan talked to Buster Olney last night, said he's going to get paid in the offseason. Trying to get paid with a little more here, but Josh Willingham. We're not going to mark it a web gem, but it's still pretty impressive defense. Then the rains come down. They decide to keep playing through the rain. Guys, you know, this is tough. The confidence, maybe you don't know if you're going to slip. Pitchers, the ball can slide a little bit. Bottom of the 6th, Greg Dobbs.
This is a tough break because this bounces for a ground rule double with the bases loaded. So obviously, they would have probably scored an extra run, at least would have made it 3-2, and they didn't get that run in.
Instead, it's 2-all, and Pat Burrell goes down. So that's where we stay. Still 2-2, bases loaded, top 9, Alfredo Amezaga. Only play at second base. Cody Ross scores from 3rd. Marlins win it 4-2. Indians and White Sox, we go to the American League, and Mark Burley. Cool me off, guys. Cool me off. Well, he gets Grady Sizemore, the first batter of the game.
Look at some of these pitches. Up and away, good spot. Oh, my goodness, on the black, actually a couple inches off the black. Great spot. Right now he's dealing. It's early in the game, and it's all Mark Burley.
And then he gets some offense in the bottom of the 2nd, 2 men on for Danny Richard. Darren Erstad scores first big league RBI. So congratulations to Richard. Set the TV, you can watch this over and over again. 4th inning, 3-zip Sox, Jason Michaels.
It's the summer in Chicago.
Now the location is different now. He's over the plate. He's hanging the pitch. A couple of guys had tough at-bats with him early in this particular inning, and now it just unravels right now.
Ball eats up Josh Fields. Ryan Garco scores. Franklin Gutierrez gets a single. Indians within a run. Next up, Kelly Shopping. We have liftoff.
Up all over the plate. EY, we know Chicago in the summer, man, in August. Woo, hot.
So the Cleveland Indians, you know, all month long, we're taking a look at the best home runs in each club's history, and these are 3 that didn't make the cut. Frank Robinson, rough uniform, Hall of Fame player, first game as a manager, goes deep as well. Tony Pena, 1995 ALDS, walk-off to beat the Red Sox. They were a 100-win team that lost the World Series in 6 games to the Braves. And how about Jim Thome? This guy can go opposite field, center field, and then his prime. 511 feet, fellas. He's second in the AL right now in on-base percentage, 490 career jacks, and the most ever hit by any Indian, 334. Oh, do you hit something like that?
I had a couple long ones, man, but Jim Toney's got some torque.
Eric, farthest home run you ever hit?
About 310.
310 right over the wall. He raised and tied.
And he hit it twice.
Jeremy Bonneman getting trouble with Carl Crawford, trouble with the location. B.J. Upton walks back-to-back. A little bit later, Delman Young.
Only gave up a run in this first inning, but still killed, raised his ERA almost close to 12 in the first inning. His ERA is almost 12 runs a game, so that's crazy.
So many pitches starting to wear out. Scotty Kazmir getting mags. He was 0 for 3. Carlos Guillen goes down. Well, how good is Scotty Kazmir? Top
and against big teams.
Carl Crawford. You talking about a guy who's hitting well. 6th straight multi-hit game, hitting 643 in those games.
This guy, his manager said he's molten magma.
I don't know. It sounds like a Fantastic Four or
I know it's something about hot.
It's a cartoon figure, I think.
Kazmir climbing up the AL strikeout list leaderboard. He's third to Eric Bedard and Johan Santana. And check out the AL Central. This weekend, you got the Tigers hosting the A's, the Indians hosting the Yankees. Tuesday, Wednesday, the two teams play each other, Detroit and Cleveland. And consider this, 13 of the Tigers' next 17 games are against the Indians and Yankees, OD. So a real important time for the Detroit Tigers to try to right the ship. They are 6 games under 500 since the All-Star break. And one of the reasons that they're struggling is the struggles of one of their biggest sluggers, Gary Sheffield. What's gone wrong?
There's no doubt. I mean, when you analyze Gary Sheffield's swing, I mean, to me, I call it the science of perpetual motion because he's always going. He calls it, as he used to tell me when we played together with the Marlins, it's just the plain old buggy whip. And what it is that he needs this in order to get himself going. It's a whole body experience. But the thing about it is that he needs a healthy body in order to be right. When he's healthy, you see how it is. The shoulders, the back. And all it is to get quickness, and he gets the head of the bat out there. He's so talented that he can do that even though he's moving around. I don't recommend this to most people. But when he's off, and lately he's had a rough shoulder, he just came back a couple of games ago, and you can see in these at-bats, it's just not as crisp as he normally is because he's not 100% healthy. It's like Carlos Delgado earlier in the season with the bad wrist. Now you're seeing a Carlos Delgado who's 100% healthy. Gary Sheffield, 100% healthy, hits in any era, any time, any pitcher. So that's an important part of this team, and he needs to get back to 100% healthy and stop playing defense. Just play.
Concentrate on the bat. Yeah, well, last 12 games, hitting 159, no homers, and just 2 runs batted in. The Tigers need a little more from him. They're going to right themselves here in the dog days of August. How about the Seattle Mariners? The new leaders, when they woke up this morning on top of the wild card standings, looking for their first sweep of the Baltimore Orioles since the year 2000. Jose Guillen gets hit by Daniel Cabrera early. Guillen stays in the game. That's got to hurt, though.
Yeah, that's a heavy ball that that two-seamer he throws that runs in hard.
Some former big leaguers still have fingers that hurt, huh, OD? Softball reference. Top of the third, Guillen makes him pay. Stays in the game. A little bit more incentive, a little more fire. Mariners up 4-zip. Bottom 3, Miguel Tejada got his 1000th RBI last night. 4 more on this swing alone. 10th career Grand Slam, and now Baltimore's on top, 5-4. Top 6, Unieski Betancourt at the dish. Back up the box, off Cabrera into right field. Mariners regain the lead at 6-5.
I tell you, the Seattle team is a team that's going to be reckoned with in September.
Oh, yeah.
Great defense up the middle with Betancourt and Lopez. And Jojima behind the plate, and Ichiro now in center field. And Ichiro at the plate, 3 for 6, third straight 3-hit game, 386 lifetime against Baltimore, best against any team. Mariners win 13-8. Now you look at the wild card race. Seattle's got a 1-game.
It's not just hot outside. It's hot in the American League.
Look at that. And the Seattle Mariners, everyone's ready to, sort of say, yeah, they're going to start to fade. Well, not fading yet. They lead the Tigers and Yankees by 1 game each. Minnesota and Toronto still in it. Due up on baseball tonight, Barry Bonds. Homered 2 nights ago. Homered last night. Got a pinch hit at bat today. What did he do? Find out. Plus, the Brewers continuing to struggle, and now they're without one of their glue guys. Tell you what's wrong with Tony Graffinino next.
The new F-Series Super Duty features an all-new 6.4-liter Power Stroke diesel with dual turbos. One to get things moving off the line, and another to keep things moving at higher speeds. Together, they let you tow more than any other pickup, up to 24,500 pounds. Introducing the bold new F-Series Super Duty. It's built better to work harder for you.
New Subway Scrabble, a 1 in 2 chance to win instantly. Play new Subway Scrabble to instantly win food, or collect letters and play online for a chance to win thousands of prizes, including 10 $100,000 jackpots. Play often, win often. Subway, eat fresh.
The NASCAR Nextel Cup Series on ESPN. With a dominating win at Pocono, Kurt Busch shook up the chase standings, snatching the 12th spot from Dale Jr. Now, with just 7 points separating them, Junior looks to get back in the chase as the series heads to Watkins Glen. Every lap matters at the NASCAR Nextel Cup Series at Watkins Glen. Coverage begins Sunday at 1 on ESPN. And catch the NASCAR Busch Series at the Glen Saturday at 3 on ESPN2.
Come to Leah Hyundai for our $1,000 price guarantee. This month, Leah Hyundai will beat any of our competitors' prices, and if we don't, we'll give you a check for $1,000. Get the 07 Sonata, lowest price guaranteed. Get into the 07 Santa Fe, lowest price guaranteed. All Leah Hyundais come equipped with America's best warranty. 10-year, 100,000-mile. Leah Hyundai Vanfield and Leah Hyundai of Hartford. We guarantee to put you in the driver's seat.
At Gengris, we consider ourselves at the intersection of a comfortable experience and a great deal. And we're very, very proud of the fact that we can offer both. It's not just an advertising gimmick, the Comfortable Car Store. There is something a little bit different here. Honesty, sincerity, and integrity. It's not just filling an order. It is selling a product and making certain that the product you sell is what the customer wants. You just have to stand out. That's what makes the difference. I'm Skip Gengris, and this is what we mean by a great deal at the intersection.
Brewers have lost 4 straight, 14 of 20, and now they've lost Tony Graffinino for the season. But more on that in a bit. First, Jose Valverde leads the National League with 35 saves. Gets Ronnie Paulino to finish the game just moments ago in Phoenix, and that leaves Arizona 3 games on top of the Padres and 5 on top of the Rockies, who both lost today, while the Dodgers won to get back up tied with the Rockies, 5 behind Arizona. Great baseball being played out in NL West. How about the Twins and Royals? First, though, we do have Tony Graffinino. Needs knee surgery, tore a ligament in his right knee last night in the first inning.
It's time for Ricky Wicks to step it up right now.
Yes. Sent down last week in the minors. Wasn't playing all that well, but gets his chances now. Milwaukee's still a half game up on the Cubs, who had also lost 4 straight before beating the Rockies tonight. Now, Barry Bonds. Off 7:57. He's off to start the game. Bottom of the 5th, Omar Vizquel and Nuke Logan.
Awesome play right there.
That's a Web Gem nominee. Bottom of the 8th, Bonds called to pinch hit. Tying run on at first. Nats, they pitched to him, as they have all series long. He pops out to Ryan Zimmerman, Giants strand 2. Nats win at 3-1.
Oh, by the way, speaking of pinch hitter, the greatest pinch hitter, number 2 pinch hitter, Mark Sweeney, traded to the Dodgers for the Giants. First time they made a trade in 22 years.
2 teams that don't like each other.
No.
Now to the Twins and Royals, and Matty Garza on the mound. He had a quality start. So did Kyle Davies for the Kansas City Royals. Bottom of the 3rd, Jason LaRue. Tony Pena Jr. had doubled tags and scores. Fellas, this is the only run of the game.
Garza pitched well, and Cal Davies pitched well.
And Michael Kadire struggled 0 for 4, struck out 4 times. Twins 2 through 5 hitters go 0 for 15. Top 9, last chance, Jason Kubel. About 15 feet shy.
Nice job by Carl Davies. Last time he pitched was 500th home run for A-Rod.
6 2/3 shutout innings. Due up on baseball tonight. We're going to touch them all. Tell you who went yard, big stats. We got great catches and the best of the Indians' long ball history.
I don't believe what I just saw.
Touch them all, Joe. You'll never hit a bigger home run in your life. There's a new record holder. Barry Bonds has the title.
Go crazy, folks. Go crazy.
I've spent 3 years running. This is where it ends.
All month long here on Baseball Tonight, we're having a lot of fun showing you the most important home runs in each franchise's history. Right now, we're talking about the Cleveland Indians. They've had a lot we had to consider, but only 3 make the cut. And we start with one of the most historic players in the game, baseball's Buzz Aldrin. Second man to break the color barrier, Larry Doby, October 9th, 1948, becomes the first African-American to homer in a World Series. Game 4, Indians win the game 2-1, and they won the Fall Classic over the Braves. He hit .216 with Cleveland, 6th most still in club history. Number 2. October 5th, 1997, ALDS off Mariano Rivera. This is Rivera's only blown save of the playoffs until 2001. Sandy Alomar Jr. In the 8th inning, preserves victory eventually for the Indians, who won the series in 5, which leads to there's Earl Hershiser, leads to number 1. October 15th, 1997, Tony Fernandez. ALCS Game 6, scoreless in the 11th. The great stirrups, the great swing. Indians win at 1-0, go on to the World Series. Lost in 7 to the Marlins, and Fernandez had that key error in Game 7, but still goes down in club history. Sometimes it's those middle infielders, EY,
it just hurts.
to get it done.
Bucky
Smith, Bucky Dent, Tony Fernandez, and you look at what the Tribe have done. Jim Thome, Albert Bell, and Manny Ramirez are 1, 2, 3 in club history. Thome and Bell, the only guys to hit 50 in a single season, and Rocky Colavito, still the only Indian with 4 in a single game. Time to touch them all, and we start with Larry Chipper Jones. The Atlanta Braves are 13-3 when he homers at Shea. Again, he names his son after the stadium. It's a good thing he doesn't hit a lot of homers in the Kingdom. The Kingdom doesn't exist anymore. Next up, Mark Teixeira. They went back-to-back. His 4th in 8 games with the Atlanta Braves. That pickup looking better and better as the days go by, and Atlanta closing that gap with the Mets in the NL East. 3.5 games going into tomorrow morning. Same game. How about David Wright, guys? 3rd straight 20 HR season.
There's that little wheelhouse, EY, right there, down and in. He has that loopy swing. Beautiful thing.
Juan Uribe, tough defensive night last night. Came back with a game-winning homer. And how about going back-to-back games for him? First time since April 7th and 8th. And now a guy that you talked about earlier, EY, Carl Crawford. 4 homers during a 10-game hitting streak in which he's hitting .600.
Unbelievable.
Yep, the ball ain't there. It's yard. Miguel Tejada, the runners on 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. But here is Carl Crawford. And again, here's a guy who's got 6 straight multi-hit games, climbing up the AL batting average leader charts. And how about now Miguel Tejada? Grand salami against the Mariners. Came out in a losing effort, but still, Miggy can get Miggy with it. When he
He's been
has
hitting for a lot of power this year. He's back from his injury, and it's nice to see that.
And you got to finish the way we started with Rick Ankiel, the story of the night, maybe the story of the week or the month. We had a great comeback with Josh Hamilton. Rick Ankiel, that'll put a smile on Tony La Russa's face despite the brutal season for the St. Louis Cardinals. And going back to Chipper Jones real quick, most homers at Shea by a non-Met. He leads everybody over Burrell, Bonds, Preston, and Andrew. Still to come on Baseball Tonight, the top 5 home run robbing gems since 2000. We saw Willie Harris do it today. We're going to show you the 5 best coming up. This you got to see.
Obsessing over celebrity, that's wrong.
Delgado 1 for 3 on the Rockies, driven in a run today. He drives one to left field. Harris back on the track, leaping in. He made the catch. Willie Harris with an exceptional play going over the wall to take a potential tying home run away from Delgado. What a catch. Shades of Andy Chavez. Wow. As Willie Harris steals a home run from Carlos Delgado that would have tied the game.
Quite a treat for Braves fans. So we were thinking, well, instead of your regular web gems, how about the greatest home run robbing gems since the year 2000? Otherwise, there's too many to count. July 1st, 2006, Raul Ibanez, not known for his defense.
Nope, known for his offense.
He's facing the wrong way.
Yeah, but he made a great play. The only thing about this play is that it was also done on the same day that another great play was done, so it didn't get as much hype, but that's a heck of a catch.
Right, and that's a good tease because that's what's coming up here in the web gems. About 3 months later, Game 7 of the 2006 NLCS. Same spot as Shea Stadium. This is Andy Chavez.
Oh, what a great grab that just broke the hearts of many people that had red on that night.
Scott Rowland, chief among them, although they did all right. They got to the World Series and won it all.
Yeah, they did.
Number